Whew. Well, I guess this goes without saying. Merry Christmas, and this is my review on Gingerdead Man. Gingerdead Man. What can I say about this movie that hasn't already probably been said about every other kind of shitty movie that I've ever reviewed on this channel before? Full Moon Pictures is well known for their low budget movies on the Puppet Master series, The Evil Bong, Gingerdead Man, and The Demon Toys. Gingerdead Man was something that I saw back when I was in high school, remembering fondly of how stupid it was, but also having a good time. Now, as the years progress, as me watching this film, it loses points somehow every time I watch it. So, a movie that started out probably up here, like an 8 or 9 is like as far as funny horror Christmas movie that's kind of crappy, dropped to this point now to a 3, and it's hard to express how bad the movie actually is because the movie itself isn't something I think I could recommend people to watch anymore. I used to love just talking about Full Moon Pictures and Trauma and everything like that. And especially Gingerdead Man, I had like this weird rose-tinted glasses view of this film. And now after watching it again for the first time in about 3 years, I can definitely say, what the fuck?
Oh shit.
Unlike all the other weird horror movies I've ever done on this channel and covered, Thanksgiving, slashers, and other things like that, Gingerdead Man is somehow below all of those, and with a higher budget than both of those other 2 films, which kind of just like just blows my mind, you know?
For tonight, your ass is toast.
You gotta be shitting me.
The premise of the movie, a serial killer who is Gary Busey, in an opening scene that looks like something out of Pulp Fiction. It's just a psycho murderer who decides he's gonna kill these people in this diner. Well, these people in this diner are very key to the story because they play a part later on. Gary Busey murders this family. He's sentenced to death way later. And we're introduced to the girl who survives, who's running a bakery with her mother, her drunken Betty Crocker looking mom, who are trying to compete against this upcoming eatery that's trying to take them over and put them out of business. In fact, even trying to pay them money, not trying to be assholes either, to put them out of business.
Let's take care of this. Quick, clean. No lawyers, no middlemen, no bullshit. You and your mama, you take that money, you have a nice life.
So you can tear down our place?
Well, that's progress, honey. Out with the old, in with the new.
$50,000 doesn't seem like a bad idea when you have a drunken ass mom who literally just pulls out a gun and starts shooting at the store across the street.
You bastards think they're gonna get the better of me, do they?
But an elusive figure randomly drops off a package of Gingerbread Man spices to this bakery. Doesn't seem weird at all, especially when the main character sees this shadow figure going around a corner heavily cloaked, looking like one of the fucking Nazgul from fucking Lord of the Rings. Has no questions about this at all, just takes it in and is like, oh, we got our ingredients.
Calm down, Sarah. Just a delivery person.
Not knowing, in fact, that the package that was dropped off is actually the burnt remains of the serial killer who murdered the main girl's dad. And for some reason, there's a lot of dialogue in this movie, just like in Pumpkinhead 4, that literally just plays no part in this entire film. A lot of stuff about people talking about literally nothing. Hillbilly, or, well, they kind of seem hillbillish to me. They all talk like they're from Texas, big Texas. And they just talk about shit that literally doesn't matter. In fact, the interactions between all the characters in the movie, you feel so disconnected because they're talking about childhood stories that obviously you as the audience are supposed to care about, but because we don't know these people and nothing's ever been established, you could literally not give a fuck. You have the main girl and her mother who are running this bakery, and then a random other hillbilly kid that works at this bakery who for some reason is obsessed with wrestling. And it looks like if he were to cut a promo for WWF at the time, he probably actually would have got in because he seems just as cheesy and as bad as Boink the Clown from the 80s.
Greetings, masked mercenary. We meet at last. Prepare to meet your maker, for tonight your ass is toast. Your ass. Your ass is toast.
So unaware that they get the ashes from this ex-murderer, they pour them into this gingerbread mix, and one of the guys slices his hand, the guy that loves wrestling. And for some reason, that's never explained by the way, his blood resurrects the Gingerdead Man. Now, I don't know about you, but when I saw this scene, I couldn't help but think, is the movie trying to tell me something right here with how who in the right mind would make a gingerbread cookie in the size of like a small child? Because that's what it looks like. And the fact that the actual handle for the gingerbread guy is in a region where most people probably wouldn't be grabbing to cut a cookie. Now, while this is going on, there's obviously the little tiny battle that's going on that I mentioned earlier briefly, that this one family with this tiny ass bakery is trying to compete with the bakery or eatery or whatever it is, that's moving across the street. They're having this feud to where they're getting offered money to just walk away.
$1,000 goes a long way at Walmart, Sarah.
Well, you remember my daughter Lorna, don't you?
Yeah, she's hard to forget.
Did I tell you she was just named Miss Pretty Face of Waco?
It's only the 10th time you've reminded me.
You know, with my help, Lorna's gonna make something of herself.
There's a very stick it to the man kind of complex going on here, where the rich guy that's offering them the money, it's very much like a fuck you and look at my rich perfect family kind of thing, which as the audience you don't really care about. You're watching this as he's offering them the money, and you're wanting to yell at the screen, being like, take the fucking money. Take the money. What are you doing? Your mom's obviously mentally unstable. She needs to be checked into a fucking nut house, shooting at a place across the street. And for some reason, they're just like, no, fuck you. We're gonna survive this.
You think about my offer, you hear? $50,000. That'd make it so you and your drunk mama don't have to bust your humps.
Why don't you hold your breath?
So because they don't take the money, the daughter of the rich guy decides to go plant a rat in the restaurant to make it look like they're unhealthy and unsafe. Literally unknowing to everyone in the restaurant, or the bakery, everyone that's there is unknowingly arguing with each other, and you see the most hilarious catfight scene I think I've ever seen in movies before. the Gingerdead Man is born in a very Frankenstein kind of way. Like you're just watching lightning shoot down on top of the building. No one notices, by the way. And the Gingerdead Man comes to life with the voice of Gary Busey. So I want to mention at this point, this is obviously fucked up Gary Busey. I mean, if you've seen any of the recent news about Gary Busey, I don't know how more fucked up he could be at this point. But I'm talking about Gary Busey fucked up after his motorcycle accident and when he just kind of went off the rails and was accepting roles and doing whatever the fuck at this point, obviously. So the Gingerdead Man is born. And what we get, instead of a movie like Thanksgiving, where we get a lot of like funny puns to keep us entertained the entire time, even though it's definitely presented as a shitty movie that should have been only passed around on college campuses, we get a lot of just dialogue from these people that doesn't matter to anything. I felt the same way when I was watching Pumpkinhead 4 Blood Feud, of how I was just scrolling through my phone waiting for the Gingerdead Man to come up. I'm like, more kids talking. Oh, Gingerdead Man. Oh, it lasts 30 seconds. But I'm shaking my head about how I even fucking own this movie. Why have I fucking promoted this movie as much as I have? Because in reality, there's no redeeming quality to make me try to promote it to you as the audience or anyone else to want to go see it, unless you want to see a train wreck and crazy Gary Busey voicing a cookie. I mean, I love shitty horror movies. Thanksgiving, I love it. Slashers, I love it. The Toxic Avenger, I fucking love it. But this is something on a whole nother level, because when I'm talking about like a movie that should have been passed around to your friends maybe, and like that you made in a warehouse in one day, that's kind of how it is. Most of the budget must have went to even the prosthetics to make the puppet of the cookie, the Gingerdead Man. So back to the plot. The Gingerdead Man is running around. They're obviously aware of it because he's making all these one-liners. Well, not enough one-liners, but he's definitely making some one-liners that are kind of funny. But at the same time, they're just talking to each other, ignoring the fact that this lady's mother just came back in a drunken stupor, has her finger sliced off by the Gingerdead Man in a very weird-ass way. I don't know, I don't think anybody that if they saw a demented, haunted cookie in front of them, talking to them in the voice of the serial murderer that they just had convicted and put to death, I wouldn't be like, "Come here, my little friend, come here," and be surprised when he chops my fucking finger off.
Ever try a lady finger?
So the Gingerdead Man's running around, creating a little bit of chaos, setting up traps inside the bakery like he's Kevin McAllister in Home Alone. And all the while, this is never registering to anybody there that this might be the same serial killer. Even though they have his picture in the bakery hung up all over the fucking place, the news articles, his execution, everything about this guy is in this bakery in the back. Almost like a fucking random obsession that these people have, rather than trying to remember their loved ones who died. They have like this tapestry wall thing on the side where it's all dedicated to this serial murderer who killed their family. And then finally, Eureka! It strikes because the Gingerdead Man has to do everything in his power to spell it out for them because they are that fucking stupid.
Brother were stupid back at that diner. They tried to stop me, but she didn't, because she was afraid, just like now.
And then we get to the greatest part of this entire film, I feel like. We get to the part where it seems like everything is bad. We're at odds now. We have the kids who are getting killed off by Gingerdead Man. We have the old lady who still's got her finger cut off, just sitting in the corner, like literally the entire film. And all of a sudden, out of fucking nowhere, the other bakery employee, the one that's obsessed with wrestling and WWE or F or whatever the fuck, jumps down like Batman out of the rafters dressed up in a wrestling costume and it cuts a whole promo against the Gingerdead Man. And even me and the Gingerdead Man said, "What the fuck?" at the same time.
Now it's time to meet your maker. Prepare to face the butcher baker. For tonight, your ass is toast.
You gotta be shitting me.
So just when they seem like they got the upper hand, the butcher baker or whatever the fuck decides there's only one way to defeat this cookie, and that's to fucking eat him.
Got milk?
And then you feel like the movie's over. You're like, yes, you guys defeated evil and redeemed your family name or whatever. But no, the movie's not over yet. They still got one more scare left for you. And that is classic Evil Dead fashion, where because this guy ate the Gingerdead Man, he now becomes possessed by the soul of the serial killer. And he even says a fucking Army of Darkness quote from Ash in Army of Darkness.
Butcher Baker's been counted out for the last time. Now give me some sugar, baby.
So the only way to save this kid and get themselves rid of the Gingerdead Man once and for all is to bake this fucking kid alive in an oven that cremate fucking animals in. Because that's how the size of this fucking thing is. You walk in, you're walking in a full-size oven. The thing that you saw in Hocus Pocus where they cook all the witches in one fucking thing because it's made for a fucking pottery class, that's what they have inside this bakery. Gingerdead Man is now finally actually dead. And then we cut to the future. The bakery's doing well. The mother stopped drinking. And then instead of having like a very funny or cool like jump scare or something tied to the movie we just spent an hour watching, it's just your generic gingerbread men in a box, and literally before the credits cut, their eyes open. That's it. That's the end of the film. The thing about this movie is you really did used to love it. I really did. And then watching it, like I said, year after year, it drops points, drops points, drops points. And then to this point, to make this video finally, after 3 years of me saying I was gonna make it, it's just so bad. Like if you want my rating on a scale of 1 to 10, this would probably be a 1, if not a 2. I mean, 1 seems fair to me at this point, just because the dialogue for the teenagers goes on way too fucking long. There's not enough of the Gingerdead Man himself. Gary Busey obviously got fucking paid almost this movie's entire budget because it takes place in the bakery the entire time mostly, or the front of the bakery. So you never see anybody really running for their lives, and you see them talking most of the time, which is, it's fucking boring. Like I said, I was scrolling through my phone just waiting for something to happen. And there are sequels to this movie. One of them I do own, called The Passion of the Crust. I'll let you guys decide in the comment section if you want me to watch that movie and do a review on it. I wasn't expecting to do another review of movies where I was gonna fall down this path of like really shitty horror movies like I did recently, like Pumpkinhead, but I'll do it if you guys want it. All I can say is it's been a long time since I've been on camera. It's been about 6 months now since the last video. I'm hoping to get into more videos, and I hope you guys have a good Christmas, or had a good Christmas, depending on whenever I put this out. Probably after Christmas, but whatever. This is Forrest, this is Retro or Die, and I will see you on the next movie or game review. Have a good Christmas, be safe, and yeah, later.
Hey, rat! Rat! I'm talking to you! Want a piece of me? Hey, you little shit! Fuck off! Come over here! I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna kick your little rat ass.